What is up, Bubba Army? Welcome back to another episode of Tiggy and the Handler. It's been a hot minute since JR and I recorded together. He's been out on the road touring with Justin Moore. I've been out on the road touring with the LSU Tigers a good bit too, and then our schedules just hadn't aligned, but we are back at it together, and we've got a fun one lined up for you. First up, we've got an update from Blasi himself, Blasi, the one-man posse. Y'all remember him, right? Well, I know you do, and you remember the world record cornhole toss that we did a year ago, too, so we're going to reminisce a little bit about that. We'll talk a little bit about what he's been up to. Then we're going to dive into JR's randomness segment, which is fun. It's always a wild card. Have no idea what's going to happen on that. And then, of course, we've got some hot topics to discuss. Bubba, Hulk Hogan, and even a Joe Exotic bombshell. It's a packed show. It's a pretty damn packed show, JR. So we want to hear from you. I hope that you're enjoying both of our solo shows that we've been dropping in between all of these. Let us know on our socials. Shoot us a message at tigsbits.com. Tell us what you think. JR, what is up? It is good to see you, my brother.
Yes, sir. Good to see you too, buddy. I'm pumped. I'm excited to hear about this update from Blasi. I don't even know what it is yet. I haven't heard it yet, so it's going to be new to me as well. So I'm fired up about that. Yeah, it's going to be fun to do a show. Like I said, been just running and gunning, busy time of the year. Hope everybody had a safe and happy 4th of July. I know I sure did. It was great to catch up with family. And get some downtime in. I say downtime. It was just as busy as working the whole time, but it was fun. It was good. It's good to get it in.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it was good to get it in. But I'm pumped about that and other stuff, and to catch up on some of the Bubba news. Got my Bubba shirt on today. Got my Air Bubba shirt on.
That. Yeah,
rock and roll. But yeah, I'm fired up. Let's do it. Let's do a show. What's up with Blasi?
Well, I'm glad you asked. So, of course, this past Sunday was the 1-year anniversary of the world record cornhole toss, where our friend, Mr. Hal Laird, made a 90-foot, 5-inch cornhole toss, chunked it. Nothing but the bottom of the net, as I said.
That scoundrel, the pride of Freeport, Florida.
The pride. The most controversial man in Walton County.
And crazy
Hal
enough,
Laird.
Hal was a really good wide receiver in high school.
Was he?
Not the passer. He was on the receiving end. So it's for him to get the toss is kind of, I don't know. I guess he knew how he would have liked it if he was running a route. So he put it on the money, I guess.
He put it on the money. He had made several good throws. He did. I don't know. I don't remember exactly how many throws he made. Under 20 for sure. And like all 20 were right on it. Just right on it, you know.
And I wasn't there, but I remember you guys saying it's farther than it seems. It's a heave to get it over there.
It's a heave. It was, man. It was. But look, we had fun last night. I streamed that live on all of our channels, and there was a lot of folks in the chat that were reminiscing and having fun and all of that, including Blasi, the one-man posse. It was a fun little show. Y'all can go back and check it out. It's still up on our YouTubes, all of our socials. But it's the show that we put out on Right Now TV last year. Back when you and I and Blasi were doing insane things of recording like 3 shows a week, that was one of the weeks where we did one of the crazier things that we've done. Blasi and I broke it down one night live with the crowd and everybody, and then the next night you weren't able to be there. The next night you jumped in, we recorded it again for a TV show. That's what I was telling Blasi when we talked last night. I was like, that's the first time I've watched it back since I sent it into TV, and I could tell we were still enthusiastic, but not as much as we were prior to then. And I remember why. We were just running ourselves ragged for no reason. But you know, but we learn, we live, and we learn. You know, that's all part of it. Man.
It was a non-paid education.
That's exactly right. I tell you what, I've learned from it though, and this was that earlier last week. I had a Tigs bit show with Mr. Weatherall, and I dropped it.
Yes,
it's a pre-recorded show, but I dropped it live. And man, I'll tell you what, dude, doing that is a lot of fun. And the main reason why is, like, number one, I don't the guest. We don't have to worry about bad internet or it going in or out. You know, if we have an issue, it's not live, which that can disrupt a show. I mean, it totally can. I think guests that have been coming on, and I've already shot it out to the next couple of guests that I have coming on the Tigs bits. I was like, look, I mean, we can stick with the 7:30 live if you want to do that, or we could pre-record this sucker just in case you're a little nervous. You're not seeing the chat pop up the whole time. All of that. Plus, number 3, it allows me to actually be a lot more engaged in the chat and have fun with it if it's pre-recorded. I'm going to show up to all of these shows. If it's a pre-recorded one, I'm still going to do live. We'll still do live, but it just won't be every single week. Some of the mainly interviews and things like that. I think it just makes it takes the pressure off if it's not live, especially we're used to doing it live. Some of these folks that I've been having on the show, they're not used to, they've never done a podcast or that, you know, it's like, this probably would take some reservations away if I just don't do it live, you know.
And the internet thing's a big thing too. You don't have to worry about lull and catching up. And if, you know, there's something that happened, you want to clip it out, you know, that can clean up the audio.
That's right.
So you can hear it better. Yeah, I love it. Hey, that's funny you said that because I was going to mention that. So the other day I am in Central Alabama for post 4th of July with some family, and we were going to cook some flank steaks and make fajitas, and got them out, and we had a Blackstone to use. And I asked, had you done it before? And they were like, well, yeah, we just kind of threw something together. I don't have a plan. I said, I've never really done flank steak on the griddle, but on the Blackstone, but I'm sure I know a lot of my circle of friends have, you know, that's right up a bunch of our friends' alley. So I was like, who could I call? Should I shoot a text on the, you know, brothers text line? And then I thought, I'll call Tiggy. That's what he does. I mean, he literally talks to people about cooking food all the time. I said, that's an easy one right there. I said, let me just call him. And then I said, and right as I was about to start dialing your number, looking for your name to call you, I thought, wait a minute, what day is it? And I thought, I wonder if he's doing a podcast. Let me just look on YouTube before I call him right up in the middle of his deal, you know. And sure enough, there it was, Mr. Weatherall. So I just start watching. So I'm on the back porch. I just let it play, turn it up, let it play. And I'm like, I'll check this out for a minute. This will be cool. Well, I can't ask him about a flank steak recipe on the griddle right now, but I'll still watch support the show and check this out because I wanted to check this out anyway. I forgot what day it was, you know. So I guess that was whatever Thursday. Wednesday or Thursday, and then
and you totally could have because it was pre-recorded, and I was just
then chat. Even once I realized it, I was like, well, he's chilling, he's watching the chat, and he's interacting and stuff. I'm not gonna bother him on this, but I just came up with a simple thing. We just did Dale's and then like taco seasoning, and I just for about 30-45 minutes, and then seared them good. Checked them, you know, cut them up, fluffed them back on there for a second or two, char up the edges, and I mean they were great. Peppers, onions, the whole deal.
Perfect. I mean, you nailed it. There's not there. I use Allegro a lot. Allegro has a lot of different. They have game time. They have hot and spicy is what I like. It's not that spicy at all, but it has a little bit of spice to it. But I'll just put Dale's. Yeah, I just love that taste that you get from fajitas, especially if they're done right. And then they
were really good. They were really good. Took the shells, put them on the griddle for a minute, fluffed them all up. They were really good. Yeah, it was really good. Fresh avocado, lime. But it had me fooled. I thought it was live. I thought it was totally live for a minute until you started talking to me. I'm like, what does he do? I said, wait a minute. And then I remembered you had talked about doing that the other week when we talked, and I was like, oh, okay, well, it's working fine. Everybody's hanging out. This is cool.
Yeah.
And you get to chit chat and really, you know, watch the show and talk to people and stuff.
Yeah, I think it's better because I get to interact a little bit more. I mean, I know that folks probably like having their name pop up and stuff like that as they're in the chat. I get it. I get that too. That still will happen, but I mean, from a standpoint of everything that's going on with me, I've shared some of this on the Tigs Bit show. This is predominantly a Bubba Army show that we're doing here tonight, but my dad's not doing real well, and being able to do without going too deep into all that, without being able to have pre-recorded shows and being able to put several shows in the can is going to be something that's going to be pretty damn necessary for me for the next few months, probably. So it's a great thing. I mean, I'm not bringing it to be a downer, but I mean, that alone, I've tried doing that before. I know no one out there listening to this cares, but it's like, holy cow, a complete breakthrough for the show. It sounds silly, but it's really not, because we could start to paste more and more content on my channel, on your channel, combining them, doing Tiggy and the Handlers, all of that. It's just going to make everything flow a hell of a lot better. But your question was about Blasi and how that all came in. All of that, it ties into all of that with how it all got in there. Well, we first of all, right as soon as the show ended last night, he called me and he watched it. He was in the chat hanging with us. We were all chatting it up during it, and he called and he's like, dude, that was so much fun. And, it got him fired up. And I kind of had a feeling it would. And so he broke out some stuff in the chat. If you were in there, you'll know a little bit more. But we're working. He's working still on some things. We want to do it again, bottom line. Something like it, some other type of event there at Props. It's just too damn good of a place. So that's probably going to happen when, who knows, probably not this summer. We're about to be so busy, but maybe next spring or summer, early summer, we can do another type of an event there, which that would be fun. Brad Johnson.
It's basically warm all year long down there. I mean,
it's perfect.
A few weeks here and there to avoid, but.
Yeah, I mean, look at but I'm getting so busy during the winter and the fall and football season, all that. Football season's a no-go, not this year. So it'd be 2026 really before I know that I could do anything. But that's okay. That's fine. But we definitely have to do something. And Brad Johnson may even be involved in something. Blasi's been talking to Big Bad Brad. Can't reveal some things there, but be on the lookout. You're going to be hearing and seeing a little bit more from him. Talked about maybe doing breaking a new world record at the same time, maybe with Brad Johnson. We've talked a little bit about that, so we'll see. But got to catch up on him. His job's going well. I think he's finally able to bring his head just a little bit above water, peek above, and wave at us and say hello. Of course, I'm like, dude, you can, anytime you want to come on, we can just do a Thursday night live and just hang out. It does no agenda. We'll just shoot the shit, talk to people in the chat, see what you've been up to. Like, we got plenty to talk about. People would love it. And of course, everybody loves having him in the chat when he shows up. So
talk some
like
Bubba.
I said, talk some Bubba if he's been listening and knows some stuff. Like, we need him in here tonight.
I'm sure he's got some takes. Even if he's been listening minimal, I'm sure he's got some takes on some angles.
You know he does. And I'm going to out him for a second. He probably wouldn't want me to say this, but I don't care. He ain't in here. So he was like, man, I had my bag my road bag that he had all of his mics and stuff in. I had that road bag, and I was, looked over there in the corner and basically opened it up, and he hadn't been out into his studio in a while. He had unplugged the air conditioner, plugged the air conditioner back in, swept the studio up, plugged in a couple of lights, set the microphones back up, and I was like, oh yeah, he's itching. He's itching. I knew he would be. I was hoping he would be. He's just been busy. But I think Blasi's going to be coming on at some point, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if it'll be on a Tiggy and the Handler or Tigs Bits or Handler, or probably will just be alive on Tigs Bits one night. But if it's good enough, it'll trickle over.
I don't know.
It's
got the drama quality there. It almost needs to be a Bubba exclusive.
I think it should be a Bubba exclusive. I agree 100%. Like, whatever the hell it is, I think y'all agree. Y'all send us a message. Find us on Twitter, wherever you listen or watch this at. Let us know.
We'll get Seth to send us a little video on his phone saying, Blasi, One Man Posse, what the hell happened to you? Where you been? We need an update. We'll get everybody. We'll make it a thing.
These assholes are just limping along,
Yeah,
just doing their own solo shit.
yeah.
Like the Eagles need to get back together and play a concert every now and then.
Right. I mean,
It's the
we got
way
to
you
get Blasi.
described
We
it.
got to get Blasi back down there to the when they do the games when they go to the minor league baseball games down there.
Yes,
We need to get him back. We need to get him back in that form.
We're going to take baby steps. Blasi, if you're listening to this, just baby steps. Just come on alive one night. Nothing. No pressure. No pressure. No prep. Nothing. Just show up. We'll have fun. We'll make it happen. Well, that's kind of that's what's been going on with him, JR. So I know.
Well, that's good. Yeah, I knew he had been working a lot because he hadn't even been. We're on a text thread together, and he barely chimes in there, and he's been a little bit more lately. And I just figured that he's just been slammed with work. Last time we talked, that's what he said.
Yep, no doubt. Well, what do you have for us this week with randomness?
Man, I had so many randomnesses earlier, and I just like I can't. There's too many of them. And then it starts going down conspiracy lane. It's like I keep seeing this video pops up so ever often. Why NASA? Why don't we explore the ocean bottom? Why does NASA not explore that? And I was like, I can't go down conspiracy road because that'll just take us down the thing. But I thought a randomness that I thought about the other day, and I'm talking to somebody, and it came up once or twice over the past week or two, is like celebrity culture and celebrities in general. Are there more now than ever? Or has there always, or is it proportionate still the same as it was to population? Obviously, we have about double the population we had, say, 50, 60 years ago. Is it just more because of that? But it seems to me like, and I guess it's levels, but there always has been, and there's such a reach now because of the internet that. But see, there were global stars back in the day too, before you had all that.
I think it's 100. I think there's 100% more celebrities now,
even per ratio.
Yeah,
adjusted for inflation.
I mean, there's people that I follow on social media that have millions of followers. They're certainly not a celebrity, but if they would have had 1 million followers in the 1990s, they sure as hell would have been considered a
that's what it seems like. It seems like there's a lot because there's celebrities in every subculture now. It's not just you're famous if you're a musician, an athlete, a movie star, a television star, certain things, even like celebrity chefs and stuff. I mean, think of the whole culture built around that now. And that wasn't until, Emerald and those guys and, Justin Wilson before that on public television and stuff, but it wasn't they weren't, multi-millionaires off of their name, image, likeness like they are now. And I think it is. And I'm wondering, I'm just like, how did it get to that? Is it just because of the internet, or is it because people want more, or there's just,
I think that's his.
It's not a conspiracy or of any sort. There's no like wrong answer or like side to take. It's just like, I wonder how it got, because it seems like there's a lot, and people, every subgenre of everything, there are fanatical people about that, where maybe it used to not be. If you're
it's 100% because of social media. I can give you an example. It's funny that you bring this up because I literally was thinking about this. I heard a song coming back from the gym. I was driving my wife's car. She's always listening to the pop station. That's what, Riley and all of that. It's still on the radio on the pop station. And short little trek, so whatever. I don't ever turn it. That's the only way really and truly that I know what are popular songs. Like that, I don't know the charts. I hear stuff, but I'm not following along. I think this girl is a perfect example. Tate McRae. She's just like everywhere, and I see her everywhere on social media. Granted, it's obvious that I've clicked on her, so I keep putting it in my algorithm. She's pretty damn easy on the eyes, let's be honest. Right. But I was thinking, I've listened to some of her songs, and I mean, I get it. I'm not being an old man shaking my fist at the clouds or anything. I get why she's good, and she can dance. That's for damn sure. She's very talented, but how good of a singer is she really? Like she plays with that auto-tune stuff. She may be a marvelous singer. I don't know, but it's all masked into that whole vibe, which is probably to help her because she is a pop star and she's out of breath when she's live. I mean, how can you not be? She's dancing like she does. But
I don't know. James Brown did it.
That's true. He was on cocaine, and he's an anomaly, a complete anomaly. But
Michael Jackson did it. Sammy Davis Jr. did it.
Yeah, that's true.
Justin Timberlake can do it.
True. Tate McRae is doing it. I don't know if she's singing live or not, but she is. But she's everywhere.
No, it definitely is hard. How could you imagine running in? Could you imagine running in place and singing the national anthem? Think how hard that would be.
Not a chance.
I'd do it for an hour and a half, 2 hours.
I've mentioned it before, but it's still always hilarious to me. My sister loves to bring it up because I went to see Milli Vanilli whenever they were in their heyday doing their deal just before they were busted. It was after, actually, this goes to the point. They did, for sure. They had a damn sword fight on the stage. All of that. They were doing backflips, bro. It was crazy. It was unbelievable. I had a blast. And then after the show, we're driving back, and Dad's like, I don't think they were really singing, Brantley. And I went, who cares? I mean, I didn't. Right. I was like, I didn't figure anybody doing a sword fight was singing. Little did I know that it wasn't actually, they weren't even actually the singers of the songs, but whatever. Right. Hell of an entertainment. It's still a great show. I mean, I had a good time, and I got, but
it's really no different than a DJ.
Yeah,
DJs
exactly.
Get paid, and they don't make the music.
Well, and nowadays people lip sync all the time. I'm not going to accuse Miss McRae of that, but I'm sure she has. I mean,
and some things require you to. They will not. You have to play a pre-recorded thing,
right?
You know, there's the famous Alan Jackson at the award show with his drummer with no drumsticks playing drums because they wouldn't let him play live. You know, but depends.
Wasn't it Karen Carpenter that like ate a banana or something where they had to do it on BBC? I could be making everything up.
There's something like that.
And she's just like eating a banana or somebody.
I get it. Somebody
it was the
like
Mama
that.
and the Papas or
Mama
somebody.
And the Papas, maybe.
Yeah. Whatever, whoever it was, but
so you have to for some, and then there are definitely some who are doing it just to cover up because they can't actually sing. So we hope she's not the latter and she's the other. But never know.
If she can't sing, she looks good enough and she's young enough. She'll just be an actress. Right. You know, they're going to put, she's marketable, which is why she's doing so well. She seems like, I mean, I like her. I have no problems with Tate McRae, but that's just to serve your point. I don't know if Tate McRae is popular in the 1990s when you have Paula Abdul and folks like that. Like, she isn't different enough that she could have separated herself back then. But I do think because of the way that she looks and because of social media that she is able to have a platform that's a hell of a lot stronger with skincare products and stuff like that. Like, she's the ultimate influencer.
Well, that's the thing too. That was one of my other ones. I had questions. Why are we one of the only countries that allows pharmaceuticals to advertise on television? And that made me think, because it's advertising is so big. If you rounded up all of the numbers, not just from what people get paid to make advertisement or slots on airspace, but every tentacle of it, how much it involves. I wonder what percentage of our country money comes out of just things involved with advertising at some level, marketing and advertising. You know what I mean?
It's crazy.
And it's all a machine, and it's all just trying to be hooky and the strongest and the most. I mean, hire the greatest mind people in the world to try to trick somebody into paying more for something they don't really need.
Yes, it's just all a scam.
It's all everything. A scam. It's like
everything.
And all of the money in the world is on their side to try to convince you, and you're just little old you trying to not get convinced. It is. Think about it that way. It's tough.
I don't want the snack wrap from McDonald's, you sons of bitches. Quit making it so. Quit on my app. Quit telling me that you can go get one and a free medium fries. Yeah, it just never stops. All of it
never stops.
Well, it ain't gonna stop. There ain't no doubt about that.
No.
It ain't never gonna stop, as William Montgomery says. But yeah, well, that's random for sure. But dude,
I listened to Rogan had Lucas Nelson on the other day, and he had to go. And he's like, "Turn off the news," they had a great conversation. If anybody wants something to listen to after
I've saw that he's been on there. I haven't made it. I'm still on listening to the dude breaking down AI, and I've had to go back and listen to it like more than once. Not the whole show, but just the first like 20 minutes. It's so damn mind blowing. I don't know. I can't remember his name. He's sounds Russian. I'm not sure, but wow, he makes you think. Like AI AI basically could manipulate you, and it does manipulate you. You have to tell it not to, pretty much.
That's what I'm saying. Everything is trying to.
It is, dude. It is. Well, enough of that randomness. This next part is not so random. There's been a lot of noise lately about Hulk Hogan's health, and a lot of that noise has been coming from our good friend Bubba the Love Sponge, brother. And
oh, brother.
Everybody's wanting to know how is old Hulk? How is the Hulkster?
Ooh,
the lamestream media is out there saying that he's just fine. It's the lamestream media. Everybody knows that they're a joke, especially CNN. But but they're out there. He's recovering from surgery. It's been a month pretty much at this point since Bubba first broke the story until now. And there's a lot has developed in between. I thought we should just break it down, let Bubba explain to us. And
the new stuff today with the Sky saying the stuff about,
yes, exactly.
It's like, well, that's what we said. And there's no picture. So I as much as he was on before this, he would have done it from the bedside with a thumbs up or something, you would think.
Yeah, for sure. And I know that everybody out there knows the story. And now that I know you know the story too, we're not going to watch this first one, which just lays out the story. Of course, the Hulkster, if you're listening to this and you're not familiar with it, and this is on the Tigs Bits channel, some folks may not be as familiar with Hulk's story, but basically he had surgery, and we'll just let Bubba explain. I think it's just easier just to let Bubba explain.
They're now worried about the heart's not the issue. It's the expelling of the carbon dioxide, and they don't know how long he went before that was diagnosed. They don't know how long his brain went without good, clean oxygen, and they don't know what his brain condition is. Meaning, like, they don't know if the damage that it did is repairable.
So I was going to say, do they not know if there was damage, if any, that can recover from, or do they know already there's a baseline?
They don't know if any.
Okay.
Like, they know that when he comes in and out of consciousness, that he's hallucinating, everything's fuzzy, he doesn't have his sorts about himself. He's coherent. He's just very confused, not in any condition to be in the public eye. Don't even know that he's capable of standing on his own, reasoning, understanding.
I hope you're wrong.
Anything.
Could he make a 5-minute call to Jesse Waters tonight?
No. Dan once said 246. At 2 minutes, if your brain has been completely starved of oxygen, and we don't know that this is what completely happened to Hogan.
So you're just talking generally, this 246 rule.
Yeah, 246 is general. At 2 minutes, you're going to have some type of damage that potentially might be like a stroke-like. At 4 minutes, you are on the borderline of being Terry Schiavo, meaning like you're awake and you're alert, but your brain is mush. And at 6 minutes, you're dead.
So, yeah, I mean, what actually happened is in mid-June, he was hospitalized for a significant neck and back issues stemming from his long history of spinal surgeries. And then he had recently undergone a neck fusion procedure, which his team described as successful, no signs of coma, brain damage, heart failure, or anything. And even Hogan has said that he's had like 25 surgeries between 2014 and 2024, including at least 10 on his back, plus knee, hip, and shoulder. I mean, the wear and tear of that
sad
business is, yeah, it is. And of course, what the heat came from TMZ, the New York, I think the New York Post had a story about Bubba because Bubba has been saying what he's saying, like let's just hear a little bit more. I mean, like he says, they're worried about his heart.
Does Bubba we don't know who Bubba's source is, do we?
We don't know who Bubba's source is, but I can tell you this, whoever's Bubba's source would freaking know. It's an insider, I mean, with their relationship and the friendship that they've had, ain't no doubt.
Somebody's telling somebody something. I hope he's wrong. I mean, I hope.
I hope he's wrong too.
But
I do
it's
too.
interesting, and if not, then why are we not checking on him? Why are we not making sure everybody's praying for Hogan?
Exactly. Because they've swept it under the rug.
Right.
We're getting intel that he's still in ICU.
Yes, he is.
He's still in intensive care.
Yes.
So, and he can post all he wants, and he can say that he's going to be at karaoke on Monday, but he wasn't there last 2 nights ago, and he was supposed to be at Armature Works.
Yes, on the 4th.
And Jimmy Hart and Nick Hogan went, and now he's now been in ICU for over a month. He's been in ICU going on 6 weeks. Regardless if it's a complication of your neck and back surgery, regardless if it's a heart valve issue, regardless if it's a carbon monoxide issue where you can't expel that from you, which they feel that might have created some brain damage. When you're in ICU for going on now the 2nd month, that can't be good. I don't know if we'll ever see Hogan again.
Oh, no.
I mean, 6 weeks in ICU, you think one day he's just going to get up, rip out all of his cords and, start training buys and tries?
He's gonna Hulk up.
He's not on life support.
We don't know what don't know what he's on. I'm assuming he's not on life support.
I like Lummies. I hope he hulks up.
Yeah. I love that. But
it's hard. I mean, you'd think they would have said something. There would have been some kind of statement. There would have been a post. There would have been a picture, something. Because much as he's in the public spotlight and so many businesses and partnerships and branding things. I saw in some of the comments on one of the on this post right here that they're opening a new something in Kentucky he's involved with and is supposed to be there next week. Someone was saying, but no one's saying they saw him in the past anytime lately.
I think somebody needs to ask the press secretary, Trump's press secretary.
Yeah, I bet they get an answer.
I bet they get an answer like, what's up with Hulk? Look, this needs to be, we need to somehow or another get this up. Maybe our friend Kurt Bardella could get this done for us. He's a wrestling fan.
We might have to go all the way to the White House for this one. We got to get figured out.
We need to know what the hell's happening. I believe that we're being fooled and that This is. I think the Hulkster's in trouble, man.
I do too, unfortunately.
But of course, here was a statement from Sky. My husband had a major surgical procedure. He is not in a coma. We have been in and out of the hospital for recovery. Thank you for the thoughts and prayers. We appreciate it, and we are home now. And that was as of July the 11th, 2025. Okay. But let's hear what Bubba had to say about that actually today.
In my opinion, he's got a significant neurological problem, and he's not bouncing back because he's old.
Well, Bubba, there's been a lot of comments, too, over the weekend that I saw that said it looked like you're right because if you weren't right, he would sue you. Well, he would just come out with a statement.
Not only that, but Hogan's attorneys know my attorneys, and very well, good relationship.
For sure.
Can pick up the phone and get things done. You can, only a phone call away. And we've not been handed any 770 notice or anything at all that what we've been reported is slanderous, liable, not true, defaming. We haven't received any of that.
And we've said the whole time, we hope we're wrong. Please tell us if we're wrong. But none of that disputed what you said.
Right.
It just confirmed that he's had an unusually long hospitalization and admission by her own statement for a procedure which, according to any research by any doctor, would be a 1 to 3 day hospitalization with a full recovery in 6 months.
His family's working the gimmick, and they should be transparent because it's going to look better for him and his legacy wherever this goes to have baby-faced on this rather than to have been uninformative, not transparent, and flat out lied for his brand.
I mean, look, it's been a damn month pretty much, and there's been no, and the Hulkster was everywhere from November or October or whenever the Republican National Convention deal was,
and then
from
all
there,
those,
because he's selling
all
his
the
beer.
all the beer store pictures and him pulling up, and then people complaining because he was late and didn't stay long and all that. But there was plenty of video and fan footage.
His
up until not too long ago,
not so well received WWE appearance where he did not do well, was booed. Pretty much, just the Hulkster's in the decline. Now, I know on the contrary side of this is that I always have played the contrarian whenever we've had Blasi on here to explain the Bubba position so eloquently, like only he can do. But is this just Bubba trying to get some more clicks out of this? Because I thought maybe initially, sure, ride that wave. But after a month, I don't think it is. I think he truly has some inside information that no one else is privy to.
I do too. And everybody's keeping it at breast except for somebody who's leaking it to Bubba, maybe probably third or fourth down the chain, somehow bouncing around. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, that is going on. We'll see what the hell happens with the Hulkster. Thoughts and prayers for the Hulkster. I mean,
absolutely.
He's a American hero in a sense, and just
big part of our childhood, man. He whether we didn't know about all the the politics and the business side of it, but as far as wrestling, when he was at the top, wrestling was on fire. He brought it mainstream to everybody's homes. It was good timing for everyone. But yeah, Hulkster and his message of say your prayers, take your vitamins, do good, brother. That was good at the time. It was great. And prayers. Hope he pulls through, and I hope Bubba can update us on that. And I'd love for them to have a reunion. I hope they can figure a way to I wish they could just figure a way, even if they don't even record it. Somebody just says, Bubba and Hulk got to go sit at a park for an hour and catch up, and they hugged it out and they're buddies. Nobody filmed it or anything. It was just them. That would be amazing, wouldn't it?
I think Bubba would want that. I think Bubba would be totally okay with that, just because it's very
just his old
obvious.
Running buddies running on down the road, getting towards the end of the tracks, just to one last, bro love deals.
There's no reason for us to, we a lot of dumb shit that we both did, but let's hug it out. We can be friends moving forward. Let's not do that again.
No reason
let's
to
be
leave,
bros.
Let's let everybody know we're cool. That way, if something does happen and we're not here, everybody's not fighting on our behalf when we're gone. When really it was over.
Right. Exactly. Well, speaking of fighting on people's behalf, it's been a month pretty much since you and I have been able to record a show. So a lot's happened in the Bubba universe, and we got to dive into podcasts. We'll have to do that in our next show. But hell, he had Bill O'Reilly's been on the show since in the last month. Plus he had freaking Joe Exotic, and Joe Exotic, the Tiger King, dropped a little nugget here. I don't know if you saw this. Listen to this.
On my internet TV show, I never threatened her. We did some scripted skits, where I shot a blow-up sex doll, and we'd done some pretty crazy shit in order to get people to watch the show to make money for the zoo.
Well, that's not illegal. That's all parody. That's all parody and hyperbole.
I never even verbally threatened Carol.
So you are solely in prison for murder for hire because the guy that ended up taking all of your stuff, Jeff, his hired gun, his assistant or whatever, told a federal agent that you had a conversation that you wanted him to kill Carol. That's all they got.
That's all they got.
Wow. To me, Joe, I would think that they'd have far more than that to put you away for 22 years.
If you look at my website, joeexoticofficial.com, on the evidence link, we have their telephones now. They've turned over their telephones. And, all of the people that were working for the government were recording the federal agents at the same time, just for a rainy day. And, when they took the zoo away from Jeff, then they all turned on the feds and turned over their cell phones. Well, now we have 700-plus phone recordings of the federal agents telling them how to lie and how to manufacture evidence in order to put me away. But, this whole thing was politically motivated with Carol Baskin and Kamala Harris in order to pass the Big Cat Safety Act, so it would make it illegal to own a tiger in America, except for the Global Federation of Animal Sanctuaries, which is Carol's organization.
Wow.
Yeah.
I saw a little bit of that, but I didn't get the whole thing. Interesting. Wouldn't surprise me.
It wouldn't surprise me either. I just look, and I mean, I watched all of the Tiger King. It was I mean,
great timing again. Great timing during COVID. You know,
perfect timing, and just wild. And he's such a character. There's no doubt, but I don't think he. I think that I think Trump should free Joe Exotic. He should be pardoned. I don't really think that he. I believe him. Basically, is what I'm saying. I just don't know. I don't have much of an opinion on Joe Exotic beyond really. He was a great Halloween costume.
Yes.
For sure. I saw some of the best ones in 2020, or 2021, whenever it was, with that. But yeah, I mean, what a wild deal. I've listened to him on other shows and other things as well. I never thought that he killed those tigers out of maliciousness or to, he was euthanizing them because they were old or they were, it wasn't like he was just, and it's not like the Michael Vick dog fighting deal where he was burying dogs back there and they dug those up. Well, that's a little different. That's a little different. I think everybody deserves a second chance. Michael Vick's gotten a second chance. I think what he did was worse than what Joe Exotic was doing with tigers. Honestly, I think it was way worse.
And he's the only one that ended up in trouble. Well, I did see the Doc and Toll guy just got in trouble for something non-related to that, but some big deal. But all those Carol Baskin, all those people were criminals. It seemed like to me. Yeah. Do some digging. All these people are criminals. Everybody who works there is probably criminals. There's a lot of good people trying to do good, and there's criminals at the top.
It's
bunch
exactly
of
right.
Nut jobs.
that's
Florida,
exactly
middle of Oklahoma, wherever. I'm like, good Lord, this is where we got this. Where these brain surgeons here are the ones in charge of all this. We're just gonna give all these people the tigers and lions. Oh my!
How the hell did
that Joe Exotic walks in the damn place to get his big cat license to have big cat? That guy walks in the building, and you're gonna tell me you gave him a license? And Carol Baskin shows up on her golf cart looking like she does, acting like she does, shows up in the Florida deal to get her a permit to have 50 tigers and lions at her house. And somebody said, yeah, this sounds like a good idea. We'll give this lady a thing. Y'all got to be kidding me, guys.
Before she killed her husband.
Yes.
Yeah, crazy. Allegedly. Lord. Yeah. It's nuts, dude. It is nuts. Well, thanks for the entertainment as always, Bubba. Bubba's always
we love you,
on
big
top
fella.
of everything. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We do.
Lummy, Seth, Dr. Dan, all you guys, Gene Lasker, everybody. Good show over there. I catch as much as I can. Good show. Keep up the good work, everybody. Hold it down, Florida style, baby.
They do it. They do it well. I watched some this morning. Of course, some tropical stuff may be heading our way later in the week.
Saw that.
May be here by the time y'all have hear this, but I don't think it's going to be anything major. But they're already on top of it. They had it in the quad box on there with the radar and one little screen and Fox weather and another screen. Like, all right, we're getting it's that time of year. Yep, Weatherman Bubba's coming. I love it when Weatherman Bubba starts to show up.
Absolutely.
You know that.
Oh yeah.
Well, let's move on to our last little segment, JR, and something that I think is always fun. I've got some fun questions I'll answer too, and we never know what this is going to stir up because it's just kind of fun. And I didn't put much thought into my answers whatsoever, or what I got the questions and I've kind of thought about it a little bit, so it may take you a second. But what is a food that's always mid, no matter who makes it? Just average, something that you think is supposed to be good or whatever, but it's always mid.
Usually just something like a some kind of chicken something Alfredo or shrimp Alfredo or something like that, it's always like, man, it sounds like that'd be really good. And it's always just,
Yeah, I was thinking Alfredo is one I was thinking about too. Like, it doesn't really matter if you get it at Chili's or Olive Garden, though I don't have a problem with Olive Garden if you use angel hair pasta. But honestly, it's the best Alfredo is made at home. You make it homemade, but anywhere outside of the house, it just tastes like you're drinking a jar of it, and it all tastes the same. Tastes like cardboard.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's some at the top there that are really just exceptional, mouthwatering, just so good dishes that someone makes with chicken, like an Alfredo thing. But usually, like you said, whether you get it at a restaurant or you get it at the grocery store and heat it up in the microwave, they're not a bunch of difference really to me usually.
Yeah, I thought of two things that I always find are mid. Number one, this may surprise folks, corn dogs. Oh, corn dog Barney over here. I mean, they always sound better to me than they are. Now, I've had some great corn dogs. Don't get me wrong.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
It's like you smell them, and you smell them at the fair or whatever, and you're like, oh my God, that smells so good. And then you eat one, you're like halfway through it, and your stomach starts to turn. And it's just like,
you're like,
why?
Yeah. And then, like I said, I've had a couple of really exceptional ones, but usually, yeah. And then, then you just end up, I drowned it in mustard and ketchup trying to choke it down. And then, and then by the end, you're like, the grease was old or, whatever the deal is. Something. It's just like,
Exactly.
But they smell great. And you think, oh, what great. I love corn dogs. You just tell yourself, I love corn dogs. Who doesn't?
I think you could even throw the funnel cake in there. I love a funnel cake, but I like to have 2 bites of a funnel cake. I can't eat that whole pile of a funnel cake. I mean, I could when I was a kid, but I couldn't do that now.
I had 3 or 4 beignet Fritz the other day with the powdered sugar and all that stuff. And I ate 3 or 4 of those out of a big basket that was an appetizer and thought, man, if I had to eat that whole basket, there's no way. There's no way.
Beignets are definitely not mid, though. No way. No, beignets definitely not. I would say also that came to mind, tilapia. I mean, I don't care what way you make it. I mean, it's grown in a tank and it tastes like nothing, and it's just once I found out the way that tilapia is farmed and all of that, I'm like, I think I'm going to pass on tilapia.
Same. Soon as I started, in college, and when I started being educated, that's some good things that come out of mediums like film, television, internet, like with the Food Network and stuff. Once you realize what stuff is, you start learning. This is crap. You didn't know before then. You just think a canned vegetable is the same as a regular vegetable out of the garden, until you know it's not. And same thing, you think tilapia, that's good fish. Tilapia is good. It's healthy. It's fish. To realize what it is. So, I have not eaten one. I don't know when, and I don't ever plan on eating one again unless I have to for survival.
Me either. I think
because I could eat a lot for survival. I mean, I can eat because that's even now, like I could go crush a bag of Doritos if that was all we had, but I'm going to try not to ever have Doritos in my hands to eat them if I can avoid it,
Exactly. Would you rather lose air conditioning for a month or Wi-Fi?
Wi-Fi. I mean, no. What would I rather lose? Which one could I do without? I could do it. Yeah, I could do without Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm assuming that if you still have a cell signal in this scenario, then that would be no problem. Of course, Wi-Fi. But even if it was, dude, there's no way in hell I could give up air conditioning. We live in the South.
Not where we live. Yeah, where we live.
No.
And I don't have to. I could do something in the middle. I could even have my air conditioner. It won't go any cooler than say 78 or 9 or 80, and I could have cell service. I'd take that deal. Because I don't need it. I don't need it freezing. It's nice when it's good and crispy, but I don't have to have it. But it's got to be something better than 102 and humid. You need it for the humidity as much as anything.
Yeah, you really do.
About that before,
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm going to tell you if that happens to old Tiggy, you guys just aren't going to get a show for a month.
Right. And if I had to use the internet, I would just drive over to like the library, like we used to have to. I would go to the library and couple times a day and do some work and come back to my air conditioning.
Hit Mickey D's, hit a Starbucks. Oh yeah, I've made the runs.
Oh, yeah.
I've made the runs too. This one's definitely, I think this is a good question for you, especially because you've been on the road so much. I mean, you're a freaking tour manager. You've been all over this country. What's the worst? And it doesn't mean, this has nothing to do with the state itself, but what is the worst state to drive through on a road trip?
Ooh. Man. Well, it depends. Well, it depends. Like the roads are rough down here. You know, Louisiana, Mississippi is about your rough roads. Tennessee, but a lot of places in the South, a lot of places everywhere now. It used to be you could tell when you were getting into Mississippi and Louisiana, boom, 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 boom. But now there's so much construction going on everywhere that it's about anywhere with potholes. You know, New Orleans potholes were historically just like, but as far as traveling on the road, then going up and down mountains and around winding switchbacks and curvy roads, up in the mountains and stuff, and West Virginia, Pennsylvania. But I would say the worst, probably, down here in the South, probably Mississippi or Louisiana.
There you go. I mean, I mean, my answer is Mississippi. Yeah. I mean, the roads in Louisiana are terrible. There's no doubt
Tennessee's
about it.
And I mean, even in the nice parts of that, I mean, even in the biggest, most booming city in the country, Nashville, Tennessee, the roads around there are crap. They have been, still are. I mean, down here they're actually not too bad, but
no, Alabama's not terrible. No, because there's money there.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Over in Mobile, though, the roads, in most towns, if you cut through, some roads are. Interstates are not bad, but the interstates, like in Mississippi and Louisiana, you crossing through there, and even the interstates are rough in certain parts. You got a lot of bridges, though. There's nothing. And in Mississippi, to its defense, Mississippi has a unique thing called Yazoo clay, which most people don't know about. Is part of the makeup of the topsoil all along Mississippi. It's Yazoo clay. Expands and contracts with weather. That's why their roads can't keep up. I mean, it expands in the winter and it contracts in the summer. So, the more of that you've got in the below the roads, the worse they're going to be. But that's my granddad did a lot of. I was born in Jackson, Mississippi, so I still have family there. My home base was still kind of is for my grandmother. But my granddad worked in commercial big sewer systems and dirt work and things like that. So he worked with the dirt a lot. So he educated me on that years ago about Yazoo clay. So really not, it happens. You just got to stay on top of it because it does that. So that's part of the reason. And then, like I said, the bridges, the water we have, the sun, the rain. I mean, we just get pummeled down here.
Yeah, I mean, the earth is always moving, the soil's always moving. It's hard for the roads to keep up. It really and truly, it is. I choose Mississippi over Louisiana, though I'd say Louisiana's number 2, and even though I have to drive in it every single day. But Mississippi, just simply if you're going on a road trip or something like that, not a lot of places to stop. It's just pretty barren unless you're going through Jackson. Or you're right at the Oxford exit,
and you better watch where you pull off in Jackson.
That's a fact. That is a fact. Yeah, I go north of Jackson is my advice.
Right,
but yeah. So I agree. Mississippi and Louisiana definitely.
But Alabama's kind of the same. You can go long stretches, and then there's out west is even worse. I mean, there's parts you get out west that you go West Texas even, and then all out through those states. I mean, you get out in Arizona and New Mexico. There's big stretches where there ain't nothing.
Right. Well, and that's Texas is on my list of worst states, but it has nothing to do with Texas or their roads. It's just simply if you've got to go from one side to the other, that's 18 hours basically to cross that state. And I've been all over that sucker. There's a lot of places where there ain't nothing for 100 miles.
And there's a lot of people moving on those roads all the time.
Fast. Yeah. They let you roll in Texas. On the 2-lane highway, you can still go 75. I mean, they don't pull you. You don't get a speeding ticket very often. If you're speeding in Texas, you really screwed up.
Right.
Pretty much. They let you roll. They let you roll. What's a Southern food that you'll never fake liking?
A Southern food that I'll never fake liking. There's probably a couple here.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Like a BLT, or
you're not
like
a BLT fan?
Not a big tomato guy. Raw tomatoes, like them cooked. Same with like cucumbers, like cucumber salad. No, I'm trying to think. Most of the diehard Southern dishes, I'm all about. I'm trying to think of one I may not be.
For me, it's boiled okra.
Yeah, I don't love boiled okra.
My
grandmother has made some good boiled okra back in the day.
My grandmother, she would put it. She called it jambalaya. In a sense, it was.
Yeah,
we ain't gonna get into that debate, but it was a Creole type jambalaya. She would use tomatoes and okra, and I liked it at times. I liked it. It tastes good, but I don't like that sliminess that's in okra. I've been seeing people lately been throwing okra in their crawfish boils. No way in hell. I'm not. No. Then the crawfish are slimy with that slimy mess, dude. That's, no. Way.
Yeah.
No.
Way.
Now fried okra, inject that into my veins.
Like fried green tomatoes, love them. I don't want a raw red tomato, but fried green tomatoes, love them.
I'm not a huge tomato person either, though. I do eat them. I will eat them. Like we had a Mexican salad yesterday, my mom and dad's, and they get fresh tomatoes. Somebody grows some beautiful, nice tomato. I like a garden grown fresh tomato, not just one you get from the store.
Right.
One that somebody's grown, and like they taste different. A Creole tomato,
100%.
They just taste different. I could live without them, but my wife and daughter can't. They love them. They love them. Last question, JR, and we'll wrap this up. You're in a gas station at midnight, and I know that you have been more than once in your occupation. What is your go-to snack combo?
Ooh, man. For years, my go-to was, and it probably still would be if I had to, and it was almost like a delicacy because it was two things that you put together. It was the little can of French onion dip or sour cream dip and like any kind of chips like Fritos or something like that, because you put two things together, it made it like more like you were eating a meal. So it was like it took one-handed food. You had to use two hands to eat it. So it was like you're eating something. So that was my go-to back in the day, was a little can, and you had to pop the metal can off of dip and chip. That was my go-to. But I would say if not that, it would be boiled peanuts and a Snicker bar.
There you go. If I'm in Louisiana, then I'm going to look behind the glass of whatever they have behind that glass that's under those heat lamps. But if I'm not in Louisiana, and usually at midnight, even here, they ain't nothing left in there. That got sold out hours ago. But I'm pretty simple, dude. I just generally will hit that. I like the Garditos, the rye chips, just the chips. I like the mix too, but I like just the bag of just the chips. Yep. Give me that and like a Coke Zero or something, and I'm good. Like I don't eat heavy when I'm on the road because I don't want to. I'm always driving.
Right.
I don't want to fall asleep.
Yeah, I would say or for me, like trail mix. I get a bag of trail mix or something with some chocolate and stuff in it. That'd be awesome. Little nab crackers, any kind of little nab crackers, peanut butter and cheese or whatever, sour cream, onion. And then drink wise, it just depends. If I'm driving, probably, even though I don't do these hardly ever, but like a Red Bull or something like that. Or if it's just for flavor though. Yeah, but if it's just for flavor, if they don't have one of my, and I'm weird now because I drink all kinds of weird little specialty things because I think it's better for me and I like it now. But back in the day, it was just a cold Sprite on ice or a Faygo, like a peach Faygo.
Yeah.
Something crazy like that. Oh, so good.
You know what I had yesterday? I got it just out of a nostalgia deal, a clearly Canadian. You remember
Yes.
those little
Yes.
glass bottles? I mean, you can still get them, but they went away for a long time, or I
Yes.
never saw them. But in the early 90s, I remember like the gas station right across from my parents' house had them, and that was like a little treat. I would
Yes.
get that. We would get them instead of Cokes, which hell, they were better for you. But I had one. It was peach something the other day. It didn't.
Was it
taste
in the
same
can?
that no. It was in the little.
Oh, you got it in the bottle.
Teardrop
I had one.
bottle.
I had one in a can recently. I don't know how it
Really?
ended up at our house, and it was awesome. Yes, it was clearly Canadian, but it was a can. It was like a Red Bull size can of peach.
Yeah, nice.
And I
didn't
put it on
love,
ice. It was amazing.
I bet it would be. It would be better on ice. It wasn't even cold when I drank it. I drink lukewarm. I drink room temperature drinks. I'm weird. But
Oh yeah, my wife does too. My wife doesn't use ice, and I have to. Everything I drink is going to start with a cup full of ice.
I understand. I'm weird.
Yeah.
That I
And
like.
my wife
Cokes,
is the same way.
Even
She doesn't like it
this,
watered down.
It
Yeah.
ain't cold. It's
Oh, man.
just been room temperature. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, that was a fun one. We'll wrap it up for tonight's episode, or today, or whenever it is that you're listening to it's episode of Tiggy and the Handler. A big shout out to Blasi for the update, and of course, thanks to JR for bringing some of the randomness as always. Look, if you love what you heard, make sure that you're subscribed to our channels. We both, JR the Handler's channel and the Tigs Bits podcast channel, or it's Tigs Bits and Bites, now on YouTube. Go look them up. Go subscribe to that. JR has shows coming out every week. I have shows coming out every week. Some of those make it over here to the Bubba Army, but we make a lot more shows that do not. So if you enjoy them, go check them out. Until then, we'll catch you next time. Same place, same vibe, all that good stuff. Take care, everybody.
Thanks, y'all.